Hi, welcome to Audiobook Academy. This is a self-paced audiobook. There's no need to keep an eye on things. Just pay attention. Thank you for taking the time to listen. This is a book summary of The Power of Positive Thinking. Think positively and get what you want. By Norman Vincent Peale. The question is whether or not positive thinking is enough. This is one of the first self-help books ever written, and it has sold more than 5 million copies worldwide. If you're looking for a guide to positive thinking, this book is for you. It's divided into chapters that focus on a specific aspect of positive thinking. It is possible to use them on their own to improve aspects of our lives that need attention. However, if used together, they provide strategies for a more fulfilling and joyous existence. A self-help cult classic, The Power of Positive Thinking by Dr. Norman Vincent Peale was published in 1952 and has since become a practical guide for dealing with our thoughts and mental strain. Readers are encouraged to adopt a more positive and optimistic outlook through the use of anecdotes, biblical case studies, and practical advice. Affirmations and visualization, according to Peale, are effective tools for increasing one's sense of clarity and optimism. The claim is that we can lead meaningful and fulfilling lives if we apply the theory correctly. Dr. Theologian Norman Vincent Peale was born in 1898 in the United States. A pastor and motivational speaker who has written more than 40 books. This modern classic, which was a New York Times bestseller for nearly 3.5 years, contains some of the author's most significant and influential ideas, and we'll briefly examine why they continue to inspire millions of people today. It's possible that this groundbreaking work on optimism and mental toughness, written by a devout Christian, holds the answers you seek. Even if you don't believe in God, this book can still help you develop a positive outlook and a strong sense of self-worth. Many researchers and doctors are skeptical about the book's claims, but it has gained worldwide acclaim. Despite this, millions of readers and followers, as well as politicians, have praised the book. The Power of Positive Thinking relies heavily on unconfirmed sources, which is a major problem. Mental health professionals are concerned that the Think Positive Band-Aid will negate some of the seriousness surrounding depression and mental illness because it relies so heavily on personal anecdotes and stories. A toxic version of positivity can promote the idea that we can overcome any difficulties by simply changing our perspective. Nevertheless, Peale's supporters insist that his book has changed their lives for the better. A positive attitude, religious faith, and spirituality can help anyone conquer any obstacle or challenge. The teachings in The Power of Positive Thinking are designed to help people overcome the difficulties and hardships they face on a daily basis. In order to deal with anxiety and self-doubt, Peale provides a set of rules, and encourages us to adopt a faith-based attitude. Negative thoughts can be blocked by picturing success and thinking positively. When faced with adversity, it's important to keep a positive attitude and avoid being influenced by others. We become stronger and more centered by repeating daily affirmations around God and working with a counselor. Finally, we can thrive and lead a more positive and purposeful life if we learn to respect ourselves and God's power. We must have faith in God and in ourselves. In order to achieve our goals, we need to eliminate any feelings of inferiority as quickly as possible by building up our self-confidence. Self-esteem and fulfillment are enhanced when one has a personal relationship with God. The importance of self-belief cannot be overstated, and we all need to have faith in ourselves and our abilities. Skills and values vary from person to person. As Peale points out, it's important to maintain a sense of modesty while also having faith in one's own abilities. When we have faith in ourselves and our abilities, we can achieve great things. Possessing the calmness to accept what I cannot change. To achieve a state of tranquility, it is necessary to cultivate a calm and peaceful disposition. In a cluttered or disorganized setting, how do you feel? When we're in a cluttered environment, most of us feel anxious and overwhelmed. We share the exact same thoughts. Reading religious texts and visualizing yourself in a peaceful state of mind can help alleviate stress and anxiety. Power and energy are derived from a central source, God. We can cultivate a sense of calm and grace in our daily lives by practicing meditation and sitting in silence. Talking negatively and spiraling into feelings of guilt or shame should be avoided at all costs. It's important to accept and reframe the experiences we have because we can't change them. The point of a worrying or fretting is to make ourselves feel better. Instead, we should take a deep breath and let God guide us. Worrying, according to Peale, is a habit that can be cured. You must first believe in yourself and the power of God, then, you must empty your mind and replace the worry with hope, courage, and God's energy. You have the power to boost your stamina. Running, according to some, is 90% mental. It's easy to trick our bodies into believing we're exhausted, which has a negative impact on our ability to work out effectively. The suggestion is to pay attention to our bodies and be aware of what we are doing to them. The question is, however, how do we go about it? To summarize, when we're enthusiastic and engaged in what we're doing, we're more likely to have high energy and focus on the task at hand. Get in sync with the natural rhythms of God by ignoring the noise of modern life, says Peale. Aside from that, he encourages us to broaden our interests and pursuits and put our attention on things other than our own well-being. As a final step, we must overcome our fear and self-doubt in order to take a leap of faith into life. The sky's the limit. We hold the key to our own well-being. In times of distress, we should turn to God, who can help us overcome our physical and mental ailments. Choosing to be happy is a personal decision and a habit that we can develop. As we cultivate a more positive outlook, our lives will improve. God can help us build mental fortitude, but we also need to focus on what makes us happy. When we're feeling down, we're encouraged to read aloud from our list of blessings whenever we're able. Happiness can also be expressed by having clear expectations and hopes for the future. In order to achieve our dreams, we need to imagine what they will look like in the future. Our ability to achieve our goals is hampered when we prepare for the worst-case scenario by harboring fears of the worst. If you've ever worked in sales, you know that it's not always an easy task. To succeed in sales, you must have a high level of confidence and optimism. An encounter with the salesman transformed him from a negative and self-defeating individual into an effective salesman. How did he manage to make such a huge leap? When he was driving around, the salesman says, his thoughts wandered a lot. It was only after he made the decision to stop dwelling on the negative and instead focus on the positive that everything in his life began to change. The Bible is a good place to look for inspiration and reassurance about the future, and we should never underestimate the immense power that resides within it. Strength to do what I can, when I can. Obstacles and difficulties are a certainty in every situation. It's inevitable that we'll all go through periods of difficulty and suffering of varying degrees of severity. Faith-based methods can help us deal with these issues, according to Peale. In the face of uncertainty, we can take back some of our power by relying on God to solve our problems through prayer. For clarity, pray and believe in yourself. To get through life's trials, having a close relationship with God is essential. He will lead you through the storms. With faith and belief, Peale claims, you can heal or cure your health issues, illness, or heartache. There was an audience of businessmen at a conference, and he tells their story. Anxiety and medication were necessary for one of these men, who was plagued by crippling anxiety. One of the businessmen he was with suggested that he read from the Bible and gave him some of his favorite comforting verses. Incredibly, the anxious businessman no longer needed any medication and was able to regain his easygoing demeanor as a result of the treatment. Having a good attitude and putting God first. It's crucial to be liked and build strong relationships. The ability to form and maintain meaningful connections with other people is a crucial aspect of being a human. The key to building trusting relationships is to come across as genuine and unforced. Making others feel at ease is an important part of your job. People are drawn to people who are upbeat and carefree, so if you show that, others will follow suit. Build others up, be generous with your time and compliments, and always try to see the best in others. Peale argues that many people who are depressed and unhappy have the ability to change their circumstances. Our perspective on the world and ourselves can be shifted by living in God's presence rather than our own. An abundant life can be achieved by regularly praying and cultivating faith. Finally, I'd like to say, helping people lead better lives is the goal of this book. There are sections on everything from relationships to well-being, likability, and physical health, as well as overall contentment. It all revolves around biblical principles. Since its inception, the Bible has been revered for its ability to impart moral and ethical wisdom. For Peale, the book can be used as a text to help us live more positively, gracefully, and purposefully in the present moment. According to the author, if we apply what we learn from the Bible and pray about it, we will see significant improvements in our lives. Christian author Norman Vincent Peale claims that his system, The Power of Positive Thinking, has helped tens of thousands of people live their best lives. He calls it a simple and scientific system of practical techniques for successful living. Throughout the book, the author emphasizes that we all have the ability to rise above adversity. Simply believing in ourselves and the power of positive thinking is all that is required for success. Thank you for listening in Audiobook Academy. Please don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. See you in next audiobook.